There's another threat by Niger Delta militants. The upland communities are threatening to blow up oil facilities if Nnamdi Kanu is not released. They gave the government ultimatum, and if this ultimatum is elapsed, they are going to cripple the nation's oil economy. You can see Biafra is in the mouth of not only the Igbos or wherever you are. The Hausas are speaking about Biafra. The Niger Deltas are speaking about Biafra. The United States are speaking about Biafra. The world is speaking about Biafra. Don't forget that 50 lawmakers has petitioned the president. The pressure is real. Guys, the pressure is real. There is nothing you can do to the sun not to shine. The sun is going to set from the southeast. Biafra is the deal. For those that are hating on Biafrans or people who associate with or sympathize with IPOB, you have not seen anything yet. Like I said, there are many people that are behind the scene that want Biafra to come, because Nigeria as a failed state is not beneficial to its citizens. You can see what the government is doing. You can see the policies. You can see how impoverished Nigerians are. You can see how Nigerians are complaining on a daily basis. So there's no need to start clamoring for a country that is not working for its citizens. If there are better options, let's explore that options. And one of the options for the Southeasterners and the Biafra region, the Southeast region, is Biafra. And Biafra is in the mouth of everybody. Now, the Chief of Army Staff is asking militants, agitators, to drop their arms, while some are still picking up arms. They are asking militants, agitators, to drop their arms, while people are picking up arms against the state. We know the history of the Niger Deltans, how they stood up with the government of Yaradua before they got amnesty. These people are now speaking for Biafra. Imagine, to show you that the shining light that is coming from Biafra is going to shine through other regions, other tribes, and also shine through Africa. Biafra is what the African people need. Look at what is happening in Kenya. An Igbo man in a country such as Nigeria would protest against illegality and injustice. But because we are mixed up with every other person that wants to play politics, that want to play tribalism, we are mixed up with every other person. Like I said, the reason why protest is not going to happen in Nigeria is because when you start a protest, they bring tribal issues. Igbos, go back to your Anambra and protest. Don't protest in Lagos. As if the economy is not biting on everybody. When you hear the word Ebing Power, it is in Lagos. You hear the word, and it's a Yoruba word. So some people try and politicize. So if you are not going to stand up for your rights, stand up against government policies that is killing Nigerians, why don't we have a separate state, so that when you have the Oduduwa nation, you can play that politics there. If your leaders are not doing what is right, you have the right to respect them as elders and not criticize them constructively and not take actions. You know, one thing about African leaders is that the kind of protest that they listen to is violent protest. So when you say people should not be violent in their kind of protest, why are you not focusing on the leaders that don't listen to the peaceful protesters? If you are doing something and there's no result, you add pressure. And when you add pressure, you might get results. That is what protesters do. So you're asking, don't come and destroy buildings and investments in Lagos. Let me tell you something. The freedom you seek is much more than what you're seeing now. It's securing the destiny of your children's children. Look at the West. How prosperous is the West? Look at Africa with all the natural resources it has. With all the natural resources it has, it is impoverished. Look at downtown, the Niger Delta. This is where the black gold is coming from. The country literally depends on the Niger Delta to survive. Most infrastructures in Lagos and other places where we have federal presence, most of the monies raised is from the Niger Delta. But when you go to the Niger Delta region, you can see how impoverished that place is. And when people stand up to fight that they don't be part of a corrupt system that is against the well-being of the people, Why wouldn't you fight? Why wouldn't you protest? But when call for protest, people stay indifferent and tell you, go to Anambra, go to Abia. It becomes a tribal thing. They are being sponsored by politicians. Now Niger Deltans are speaking. They gave Tinubu ultimatum that you must release Nnamdi Kanu. The key to peace in the southeast, the key to the liberation of Nigeria, the key to even development of the country is in the hands of the Igbo man. Is in the hands of the Igbo man. When you give an Igbo man something to manage, look at Igbo men and how successful they are in the business of managing economies of trade. Nigeria is a country where we have economies of trade. You have put it in the hands of the Fulani, you have put it in the hands of other people. They have failed woefully. Since the inception of Nigeria, you have put the economies of this country in the hands of other tribes. They have failed woefully. Now, give these guys, allow these guys to make the country better. You say no, you cannot allow, never allow an Igbo man to rule again. Igbo man will never become president. Peter Obi will never become my president. Tinubu is destroying your life, the life of your children, your grandchildren. It is because of tribal bigotry. You are saying an Igbo man don't want to become president. The reason why I'm making this emphasis is the reasons why some of us have decided to say no to this oppression. We are going to have our own identity. We are going to pursue our own self-determination. I cannot be in a country where I don't have opportunities, equal opportunities, while some other persons that are not contributing critically to the economy are having opportunities and they are destroying the country. Somebody came and campaigned with a Militant, just a Militant. He didn't tell you what he was going to do. Somebody came with statistics and told you that I'm capable, told you what he was going to do right from the onset. But yet, he was supported after he made his way into power. And people are defending him. And you expect Nigeria, like I said, Nigeria is no one. Let's not deceive ourselves. The Niger Delta communities, the north, the west, the south, everybody is calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the government hands are tied. I said it last time, their hands are tied. They don't know what they're doing. They are confused as to what they are going to do, because releasing Nnamdi Kanu is literally a process. You kick-started the process of putting an end to the structure of criminality in Nigeria, because if not regionalism, if every state balkanizes, those people at the center that are gaining from the economic failure, the backwardness, gaining from the suffering Nigerians are going through, those people that are reaping from the evil method of Nigerians. Like I said, politicians don't want the country to work, because if the country works, they will not see all these monies they are stealing. If the country is working, they cannot buy jets, buy houses, build refineries, steal money for frivolities. They cannot have numerous girlfriends. They cannot live an ostentatious life. They don't want the country to work. The politicians don't want the country to work. They are not coming into power to make the country work. They are coming into power to sustain their structure of criminality. So that is why people like us, they are clamoring for a state that is going to recognize us. Even if that state is not going to recognize us, at least you have a say. So when I want to speak up, someone will not say, Omo Ibuni, Omo Ina, IPOB, terrorists, this, that. And when there's a tribal issue, the lines are very thick. But when I'm with my fellow Igbo man in a country and you want to start segregating, the lines are not thick. The lines are very slim. The difference between me, that I'm from Abia State, to somebody that's from Iza, Ebonyi State, we might speak different languages. We are all Igbo. So no tribal, that thick line we have between a Fulani and an Igbo person in the same country, an Igbo and an Hausa in the same country, an Igbo and a Yoruba person in the same country, that thick line will not be there. It will not be there. I will have a say in the country when I'm going to bid for contracts, when I'm going to look for job opportunities. When I'm going to an office, the federal office, they will not look at my name, Christian Chuku, and turn the other way and turn me back because of just my name. They're not looking at my capacity. They're not looking at my competence. That's what people did during the election. That's what people are doing till now. Somebody said, it is better me and my family perish for Peter Obi to become president because he's an Igbo man, not him. Because he's an Igbo man, it is better for me and my family to perish. Instead, let my family perish for Peter Obi to become a president. Never. You go online and see people writing, Peter Obi can never become president. We dodged the bullet. Some people are lunatics. You're first a human being that needs to survive. When somebody's government is not making you to survive, why would you look at tribe? If somebody else can do it, why not? So that's why we are clamoring for a state that is going to be fair to everyone. They have kick-started the journey of Biafra. It is a journey that cannot be quenched. You can tame a lion, you can tame a dragon, you can tame a tiger, you can tame a hyena, you can tame a python, you can tame snakes, you can tame dangerous animals. You cannot tame Biafrans. You cannot tame Biafrans, never. You cannot tame an ideology that's come to stay. The Biafran ideology is an ideology that's come to stay. You'll be surprised that when Nnamdi Kanu comes out of appears in the court, if you have a third eye, look at him. He looks like a shining bright. He's shining bright. He's a man of destiny. You see, Igbos are the ones that want this country to work. Let me confirm that to you. Igbos are the ones that want this country to work. That's why you find them in every state, developing every state. When you say people develop places, I go to a place, I contribute to the trade there, I build a house that will bring in employment. I have a shop that I will pay taxes to the government, because where there's commerce and trade, that place develops. So, because for those people that will start saying also how do Igbos develop, they go to places, the place starts booming. That's development. If Lagos Island or Alaba is not booming, how would the government get revenue? It is where we have population of people that revenue. People, numbers is revenue. Numbers is development. And Igbos don't wait for government to start empowering them. They find ways to empower themselves, because there are some places that have numbers, but they are not empowered. They are waiting for government to empower them before they start yielding revenue. But when an Igbo goes to a place, he looks for a way. He thinks of creative ways he can create wealth. And when a person go to a place and creates wealth, it also creates wealth for the government. That's why we can say these guys are the ones that want Nigeria to work. Give an Igbo man something to handle, you see how he's going to use it judiciously, manage it. They are good managers of companies. They are good administrators. I'm not saying other tribes don't have their better qualities. I'm speaking for Biafra at this point in time. I'm speaking for emancipation from the hands of these evil men, evil politicians. Not that I don't want Nigeria to work, but let's tell ourselves the truth. The reality is the reality. The truth is the truth. The reality is that these people, they have formed a structure. They have formed a formidable alliance against the masses. When you look at those weddings, you see that whether Labour Party, whether it is APC, whether it's PDP, they all came together. They wined and dined together. Tinubu was there. Davido is PDP. Omojuwa, there's a Labour Party guy I saw. Every of them came together. At the upper echelon, they are united against the people, so far that the resources are evenly shared amongst them, understandably amongst them. They align to anybody who is at the middle that can share the resources. It is not to your benefit. So we can separate those powers, destroy those criminality, that structure of criminality, and let Nigerians breathe into their different region. Oduduwa, Arewa. You see, Arewa is not serious. They will get serious when Nigeria divides. Those are leaders that are playing on the life, they're playing with their lives and the future of the people of the north. When there's a different country, when they have their country, they will first chase away Fulani. Fulani will start looking for another place to go and operate their terrorism, carrying their agenda, their Islamic agenda. They will find a place. Then the Hausa people and other communities will come together, and the leaders will wake up. There will be a sort of competition amongst these states. We know all these things. But how will somebody that is feeding fat from corruption and criminality want it to just go like that? That has built estates, that has built investment all over the world, and that investment he has is being fed on criminality. Is feeding on criminality. The source of his wealth is criminality, looting, capitalism, fraud. Do you think these elites will want to leave power? They will find ways to manipulate their ways out. That's why Nnamdi Kanu's release will expose a lot of things. On a broader scale, Igbos know what they are doing. The Southeast governors don't really want Nnamdi Kanu to come out because of their political inclination. How they would lose their powers as governors, because when Nnamdi Kanu comes out, 85 million Igbos are behind him. Those that are gaining from the structure of criminality in Nigeria would not want him to come out. But the pressure is much. The pressure is much. They have no option than to release him, unless from inwards Nigeria might explode. From inwards, if you don't release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, let a fair trial be given him. If you're not in tune, or you are not satisfied with the trial he had during Buhari's regime, if you are going to start again, let there be fair trial. But there's no trust in the court, in the Nigerian court, institutions in Nigeria, no trust. People don't trust their leaders, and their leaders expect much from the citizens, while taking away from them, taking their livelihoods, taking everything from them, making them impoverished, taxing them, collect loans, steal money, share among themselves, sponsor their children, lord over people, deceive, manipulate, and all sorts in just Nigeria. And when it comes to tribalism, you try and segregate people, you that. No. The time is now. No time to watch time. The US is speaking about it, even though I know that the US have their own, they have their interest. The reason why they are speaking about Biafra as a state, the US, they have their own interest. They know what they are doing, and I know what they are doing. We know what they are doing. But let them speak about it. Even though the Niger Delta communities, if they are looking for money, threatening the federal government, if they are looking for money, let them put fuel to the fire until Biafra comes alive. I'm concerned about the sanctity of life. I'm concerned about the reputation of the Igbo man. I'm concerned about self-determination, preserving of the culture of Igbo man. We need to be preserved. We are a rare kind of people. I went to Lagos Igbo Hangout in Festac, and I saw something that amazed me. I saw that we Igbos, we have people, we really have people, young, bright minds. If we are in Nigeria, this treasure, these talents, these potentials will not be utilized. The country is killing potentials. The country is killing someone like me. I'm not supposed to be in this level at this point in time. With the level of intelligence, I might not be a good speaker. That is another thing. But if you listen to me, you know that this guy, in Nigeria, whereby you try your best to go to places and get one or two things, they tell you, they use mago, they know this omoebo lele. Sometimes I speak Yoruba, they look at it, they look at my resume and everything, omoebo lele. I understand the way these guys do because I've been among them, so I understand. So Biafra, whoever is going to make sure Tinubu release Nnamdi Kanu, God will make that thing happen for Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Have a wonderful day.